So, we have a band of snowflakes today that we gotta look at. When I was browsing the forums on more Fallout 76 stuff, because I assume, like you guys, you're excited, like me, so you're looking at everything and everyone that's complaining and talking and loving and excitement and everything. But I came across an article on the Motherboard Vice website today, and I thought it was kind of eye-catchy, and I decided to read through it a few times. So we're gonna look at that article today, and we're gonna judge it from the nuclear war experts who think that missiles and IBCMs and all them types of nuclear devices shouldn't be for your personal fun and satire use in video games. Because apparently nuclear experts know how to make video games now more than we. So it's by a guy called Matthew Gault, if I pronounce that correctly. He's a pretty cool guy. He likes the game. He thinks it's cool. He's gonna be playing it. He just wanted to see what the opinion from some of the experts were. And he got three of them, I think, here. There's another article which I was looking at as well, but we're gonna focus on this first one. The one that got me in the first place to have a read through it all. The second one is more complaining, but we'll talk about this one. So the nuclear war experts are horrified by Fallout 76. It starts off by saying, with the threat of nuclear Armageddon looming, 3 nuclear war experts think Fallout 76's new nuke loop goes too far. Journalists and experts are targeting mechanics separately on their own now. We're all doomed. So, what guys actually gave their opinion on this? Well, 3, as I said, and apparently experts. I quote experts in their field of practice on nuclear everything. The first guy, Jeffrey Lewis, a nuclear expert at Middlebury Institute of International Studies at Monterey, if I pronounced that correctly, told him in an email. By the way, all these guys come from email. He emailed all 3 of these guys, so this is his own private insight, if we're to take his word for it. I can't imagine he's lying. When do journalists ever lie? Jeffrey says it's very sanitized. I find it a little off-putting. I think everybody finds nuclear warfare off-putting, Jeffrey. And good old Matthew here goes on to mention another email he got from a guy called Tom Nichols. He's a professor at the US Navy War College and an author of some book on nuclear stuff. He says ICBMs are not fun or funny. Then there's another dude, Martin Pfeiffer. I like his second name. He's a PhD candidate or whatever. He says nuclear war wouldn't be fun and that doesn't sell well. Martin, I hate to tell you, but Fallout sells really well. It's like really well. And there's many other games which have involved nukes that sell pretty well. Now, one thing these guys seem to all have in common is the idea that nukes have been turned into a fun gameplay mechanic with no context or substance outside of nuking the shit out of each other and your friends. Well, if that's the case, then they are absolutely right. Fallout 76 takes a whole new direction with nuclear warfare, giving players this gameplay mechanic where they can just nuke each other forever in what they call nuke loops. I like that word. But of course you have these nutjobs who have to make Fallout goddamn political. What is it with these so-called experts all of a sudden knowing what makes a video? I truly can't comprehend how these guys who don't, like some of them do, just like one of these guys plays Civ, but apparently Civ uses nuclear weapons the right way. I've never been nuked by a friend, and that friend hasn't laughed after they nuked me in any game, so I don't know how Fallout's constant use of it at a faster cycle makes a difference. So further down in the article, the Pfeiffer lad goes on to say something else. He says, I've always been somewhat ambivalent about Fallout. I would argue that a focus on the aesthetics of nuclear warfare rather than the human toll descends into spectacular nuke porn. Does nuke porn have a hashtag now? That's amazing. Navigating a post-nuclear wasteland for fun. Well, that line between satire and an aestheticated and fun post-apocalyptic can get awful thin. It's a fucking video game, Martin. It doesn't have to be taken seriously. If you turn on the 3D pixelated world and get offended by every mechanic and person and NPC and animal that gets killed, then I don't know how you've survived this long in the world. You can be invested in your history, but it's nice to be lighthearted about it here and there, you know? If you take everything too seriously, what's the enjoyment of a video game? Video games take realistic topics and put a nice fun and laughable twist on them, which I kind of like. That's what I like about video games, you know? I don't join video games to get political about who I shouldn't nuke. Am I not supposed to nuke people? My friends are going to nuke me, Martin. How do I retaliate? Then the Nickel guy says ICBMs are not fun or funny. That part really, like, you know, stuck to me, because when I nuke my friends with any type of warfare weapon, I think it's kind of funny. I don't know about you, but I find it kind of funny, you know? I don't go down to the shop and ask the shopkeeper, do you have them local nuclear codes so I can just take your silo and nuke the shit out of everyone near me. So stupid. Then he says again, ICBMs are not fun. They created the hellish world your player is in. Launching them for laughs is a complete violation of the sense of the game. What? That's the point of the game, Nichols. Why are you playing the game if you're thinking about it that much? You're thinking way too into this mechanic. It's some goddamn particle effects. It's not like the players don't respawn. This isn't real life. It's a game, Nichols. Maybe I'm wrong, and I may have said 100 wrong things here, but like, I love these games, and I just think parents and people who lack the knowledge to understand the basic concept of video games try and get involved way too much. Like, I understand why people get triggered about war and other hot topics in history and some other crap like that. It makes sense why they would, since they have their own personal feelings for it and stuff. But if you can't get over something that's happened to you in life, whatever it's happened, you know, we all have our own personal stuff. Therapy is a good place, but if you're getting triggered by bombs in a video game, why? It's a video game. The other article I was talking about was by some guy called Cameron Kuzzleman. I think that's how you pronounce their name, I don't even care. Basically, listen to this title. Unless there's a fundamental restructuring of how we understand, build and consume AAA games, the ability to nuke your friends is a terrible idea. Now Cameron, I don't know about you, but I feel it's an excellent idea. Again, this is the fluff ball getting just at the... Why does there have to be meaning behind a nuclear bomb? Like, I can see, you know, Fallout 3, you're nuking Megaton because they're poor, for rich people. New Vegas, you have Ulysses or whatever. Civ, it's for diplomacy. But why can't this be for diplomacy? I'm going to set up my own government, you know, full of people in the game. Does it make it a real government? No. So when you blast a nuclear bomb in a game, does it make it a real nuke? No! And it's not desensitizing people or anything. I think people are already desensitized enough. What is the point of the world if you can't have a laugh at people being blown up through nuclear destruction? I feel it's a necessary thing from Todd the Bod Handler. I think he's doing a great job including these nukes. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm too not sensitive enough. Maybe I should cry when I play games and kill someone. Should I stop and think about the amount of people I've killed? Oh, Jesus. I'm like we're all worldwide mass murderers then, but I think this is a common case of snowflake syndrome, where experts think they know what's best but they don't. So yeah, I'm still going to use the nukes. You're still going to use the nukes. Good old Matthew who wrote this article is still going to use the nukes. Tom isn't going to use the nukes because I don't think Tom has anyone to play with, not with an attitude like that. Remember, it's good to laugh every once in a while, guys, especially when you nuke your friends. Always laugh when you nuke your friends. There's no better way to laugh than when you nuke your friends.